Welcome to episode 19 of the English Sessions, Determiners, Just the Basics. I am your host and English teacher, Mike Butler. These podcasts can help you improve your English. Together, we will talk about grammar, pronunciation, structure, and have some fun, too. Remember to visit my website, www.englishsessionswithmike.com, to contact me for private lessons and for more content. You can also read the transcript of this audio on the website as you listen to this episode. Listen for these words today. Useful. Something useful is something that helps you to do something. In my example today, I say that mugs are useful. Mugs are a type of cup that often hold hot liquids. My coffee mug is very useful because it helps me to get that coffee. Break the rules. In English, rules is a word that talks about something that we are told we must do. For example, laws, regulations, these are rules. Rules are often created by people who think that they have authority over you. Rules are created by people who think that you need to be told what to do. Languages have rules, but also the languages we use are always changing, and often there are many things in languages that break the rules. In other words, the rules are not being followed. We are not doing something that the rule tells us to do. We are breaking the rules. I will talk more about this in the second half of the show. In episode 2 of the English Sessions, I promised an episode about determiners. Well, here it is. Episode 2 was about other and another. In that episode, I said that the words other and another are determiners. So what is a determiner? Simply put, a determiner comes before a noun, and they help to make it clearer to the listener or reader what noun you are talking about. Very common determiners are words like the, and n. In many ways, they are similar to adjectives. In fact, in some dictionaries, other and another are listed as adjectives. I will argue today that they are determiners. We are going to use the Cambridge Dictionary as a source of information for determiners today. So what is the difference between an adjective and a determiner? Adjectives describe nouns. Ugly, stupid, beautiful, enormous, difficult. These are all adjectives. My picture was ugly. The president's comments were incredibly stupid. I have a beautiful dog named Greta. The elephant's ears were enormous. This grammar lesson hopefully is not too difficult. You see, I described all of those things. Picture, president, dog, elephant, lesson, with adjectives. So remember, a determiner doesn't really describe the noun. Instead, a determiner helps to make it clear to the listener what noun we are talking about. Here is an example. In my kitchen, there are many mugs. I have ugly mugs. I have beautiful mugs. The ugly mugs are just as useful as the beautiful mugs. So, I love them all equally. Okay. Did you hear some determiners in my example? Earlier, I said that the word the is a determiner. Why did I use the in my example? Let's talk about it. I said that I have mugs. First, I described the mugs with adjectives, ugly mugs and beautiful mugs. Now, as my listener, you now know that I have mugs, and you also know what I think about them. You know how I choose to describe them, ugly or beautiful. Now, after I described the mugs, I wanted to tell you more about the same mugs. So I used the. The is often used before nouns that the listener already knows about. It is very obvious that I am talking about the same mugs that I talked about in the previous sentence. Here is my example again. Listen carefully. In my kitchen, there are many mugs. I have ugly mugs, and I have beautiful mugs. The ugly mugs are just as useful as the beautiful mugs. So, I love them all equally. The ugly mugs, the beautiful mugs, determiner, and then adjective, and then noun. Did you hear other determiners in my example? Yes, you did. The word my is a determiner. My kitchen, not your kitchen, right? Determiners make it very clear to the listener what noun we are talking about. It is my kitchen, not yours. Many is a determiner. Many mugs. Again, I said many because I wanted to make it clear that I am not talking about just one or two mugs. I have many mugs. As you can see, determiners are everywhere, and they are not the same as adjectives. Let's talk about this sentence again. The ugly mugs are just as useful as the beautiful mugs. Let's change this sentence using other determiners. First, let's look at this sentence without determiners. Ugly mugs are just as useful as beautiful mugs. Well, now we don't know which mugs I am talking about because there is no determiner. We must assume that I am saying that all ugly mugs and all beautiful mugs in the whole world are useful. To be honest, I don't think that's true. Go to the website www.englishsessionswithmike.com to see a picture of a pretty useless ugly mug that maybe once was beautiful. Now let's try it with other determiners. My ugly mugs are just as useful as my beautiful mugs. Okay, that's pretty clear. But wait, some are not my mugs. Some mugs are my partner's mugs. So this determiner is not the best to use. It changed which mugs I was talking about. Now we are talking about only some mugs in my kitchen, because some mugs are not my mugs. Okay, we are going to talk about some important rules for determiners after the break. But first, I have an assignment for you. Actually, I have two assignments for you. First, does your native language have determiners? Like articles, a, an, and the? some don't. Some languages don't. If your native language does not, tell us how this same idea is expressed in your language. In other words, how would you indicate the difference between the mug, which is a mug that your listener already knows about, and a mug, which is a mug that the listener doesn't already know about? Leave a message for me on the website that you all know, www.englishsessionswithmike.com, because I have said it a million times. Second, the Cambridge Dictionary has a great list of determiners on their website. I will include this link on the English Sessions website. Go to the Cambridge page and write a story using all of the determiners on the list. It's a challenge, I know, but I also know that some of you out there love a good challenge. Send your story to my email, mike@englishsessionswithmike.com, and we will discuss it. Or I will read it on the podcast.